Shocking sad news. Loudly crying faced the painful secret of Blackpink. Rose loudly crying faced the heartbreaking truth behind his smile. In a world of shimmering stage lights and golden trophies, there is a voice that sounds like a raw, beautiful ache. It is the voice of Roseanne Park, known to the world simply as Rose. To millions, Rose is the elegant, golden-haired icon of Blackpink, a global fashion muse, and a record-breaking soloist. But behind the effortless grace and the angelic high notes lies a story of profound isolation, a terrifying leap of faith, and a young girl who had to lose her identity to find her soul. This is not just a story of a pop star. This is the story of a girl who left everything she knew in Australia to chase a ghost of a dream in a land that felt like another planet. This is the deep, emotional journey of Rose, the girl who sang her way through the dark. The journey began in the quiet suburbs of Melbourne, Australia. Roseanne Park was a girl who lived for music. She would sit at her piano for hours, singing until the sun went down, find solace in the keys and the strings. While her life in Australia was peaceful, there was an underlying struggle of identity. As a child of immigrants, Roseanne Park often felt caught between two worlds, never fully belonging to one. The biggest turning point came when her father, seeing her passion, suggested she audition for YG Entertainment in Sydney. At just 15 years old, Roseanne Park placed first out of 700 applicants. But that victory was bittersweet. To follow this path, Roseanne Park had to drop out of school, leave her friends, and say goodbye to her family. Imagine the fear of a 15-year-old girl sitting on a plane, watching her homeland disappear beneath the clouds, knowing that if she failed, she would have nothing to return to. The trainee days in South Korea were a brutal awakening for Roseanne Park. She arrived with no professional training in dance and a voice that was unique but untrained for the rigorous K-pop system. For the first time in her life, Roseanne Park felt completely inadequate. She was a girl from Australia who spoke limited Korean, thrust into a high-pressure environment where every mistake was scrutinized. The physical exhaustion was relentless. Roseanne Park would practice dancing until her legs gave out, often staying in the basement studio until 4 in the morning. But the mental pressure was even worse. The constant monthly evaluations felt like a guillotine hanging over her head. Roseanne Park lived in a constant state of anxiety, fearing that at any moment, the agency would tell her she wasn't good enough and send her back to Australia in shame. There was a moment when the weight of it all nearly crushed Roseanne Park. In the middle of her trainee years, the loneliness became a physical pain. She missed the open skies of Melbourne and the comfort of her sister and parents. According to various media sources and interviews, there were nights when Roseanne Park would sit on the floor of the dorm, clutching her guitar and crying silently so she wouldn't wake the other girls. She felt like a stranger in her own body, trying to mold herself into a perfect idol, while losing the girl she used to be. She almost gave up. She almost packed her bags and walked away from the years of sweat and tears. But every time she reached her breaking point, she would pick up her guitar. Music was her only friend, her only way to communicate. Roseanne Park chose to stay because she realized that if she left, she would be leaving behind the only thing that made her feel alive. Even after Blackpink reached the pinnacle of global fame, the struggle did not vanish. Success brought a new kind of darkness. For Roseanne Park, the pressure to be perfect reached an all-time high. Various media reports and fan observations have noted times when Rose appeared physically frail and emotionally drained. The perfectionist label became a heavy burden. She has admitted in her documentary and interviews that she often feels an immense pressure to prove herself as a real artist, beyond the idol image. The loneliness of being at the top is a recurring theme in her music. Verified reports on her mental health are kept private, but through her solo lyrics in On the Ground and Gone, she painted a picture of a woman who has everything but sometimes feels like she has nothing at all. She has faced the silent struggle of burnout, the fear of losing her voice, and the crushing weight of public expectation that never sleeps. Why do people across the world connect so deeply with Rose? It is because she is the most human of icons. When Rose sings, you don't just hear a melody. You hear a heartbreaking and healing at the same time. People love Rose because she is vulnerable. She isn't afraid to show her tears or speak about her insecurities. She is the girl who finds joy in a simple meal, the girl who gets emotional over a sunset, and the artist who treats every performance as if it were her last. Fans see themselves in her struggle to find home. Whether she is in Paris or New York, Rose always carries that sense of a wandering soul, and that relatability is what makes her a global treasure. In 2024 and 2025, Rose reached heights that were once thought impossible for a female soloist. Her collaboration with Bruno Mars on the global hit APT became a cultural phenomenon, topping charts in dozens of countries and breaking YouTube records. Verified financial data and media outlets estimate Rosé's net worth to be approximately $25 to $30 million. She is a global ambassador for Saint Laurent and Tiffany & Company, becoming a titan in the world of high fashion. She has won multiple MoMA awards and has been recognized by the Guinness World Records for her solo achievements. But despite the millions of dollars and the elite status, Rose remains the girl who gets excited about a new song. Her success is not measured in currency, but in the millions of souls she has comforted with her voice. As for the future, Rosé's vision is one of creative freedom. She has moved toward a more independent path, focusing on her solo artistry and songwriting. Her future plans involve releasing music that explores the depths of her personal experiences, moving away from the manufactured and toward the organic. She dreams of being a songwriter who is remembered for her honesty. Rose wants to be an artist who isn't afraid to age, an artist who continues to play her guitar until her fingers are calloused and her hair turns gray. She has hinted at wanting to explore more acoustic and alternative sounds, staying true to the girl who used to sing in the Melbourne suburbs. The story of Roseanne Park is a testament to the power of a dream. She is the girl who flew across the ocean with a guitar and a prayer and ended up changing the world. She didn't become Rose because it was easy. She became Rose because she was willing to endure the loneliness, the hunger, and the fear. Her journey is a reminder that the path to the stars is often paved with thorns. As we conclude this journey, let us remember the human being behind the global superstar. Remember the girl who cried in the dark of a Seoul dormitory. Remember the woman who stood on the Coachella stage and realized she was no longer a stranger. Rose is a reminder that your voice has power, even when it shakes. She is a reminder that everything you need is on the ground, in the simple things, the honest moments, and the love we share. We honor Rose not just for her fame, but for her courage to be fragile. Thank you, Rose, for singing the songs we were too afraid to sing. Your story is a golden thread in the tapestry of music, and as long as there is a girl with a guitar and a dream, your light will never fade.